Hello and welcome back to Forza Horizon 4 to test out another brand new car that's been added to the game. So you might have realised by now that this update, this 4 weeks of new stuff, is a kind of rally themed update. So today we've got a brand new Ford added to the game, which is of course this Ford Racing Puma. Yes, I know, a Ford Puma has been added to Forza. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, you're probably thinking, but it is actually quite an interesting car. This, so the Puma itself, obviously, isn't much to be excited about. It's basically a coupe based on the Ford Fiesta, so kind of this thing but older, based on an older generation, obviously, because this is a 1999 car. So kind of based on something like this, small hatchback. But anyway, yeah, the standard one, here in the UK anyway, is everywhere. You see them all over the place. They are basically just two-door coupe Fiestas. But this one, there's a little bit more to it. So obviously it's based on the normal Puma, but it's still front-wheel drive, and is what became of originally the concept for an RS version of the Puma. So it was kind of created as a rally car, which is why it's come in this update, created by the Ford Rally team. They were supposed to build 1,000 cars, 500 for the UK and 500 for Germany, although the German ones got cancelled and only half the UK ones sold, so there are only about 250 of these that were actually built, so it's actually quite rare and quite expensive to buy, which it was quite expensive in the first place. I'll explain in a minute, but basically it was too expensive to sell, so it didn't sell very many, which means it's now quite hard to find and kind of slightly valuable. Not huge amounts, but yeah, it was too expensive, so only the UK ones sold. It was £23,000 at the time, which was £2,000 more than quite a nice Subaru Impreza. So you can see why many people wanting a rally modified street car went for the Subaru. But yeah, this version was actually widened with aluminium panels at the front and the rear, and had these lovely 17-inch alloys fitted, and was based around a monocoque shell that was designed for rallying. All of them left the factory in this colour, so I hope none of you are repainting yours here on Forza unless you've turned it into a full rally car. But yeah, basically underneath it was still the same engine, just had camshafts, air intake, exhaust and engine management redone, giving it a time, 0-60 time, as I'll show you now, of supposedly 7.8 seconds. Not of you will spend that much though. So it's not the fastest thing in the world, but for a front-wheel drive Fiesta, it's not actually too bad. So yeah, like I was saying before, it was actually designed for rallying. It did take part in some events. Basically they made a kit car version of it for the sort of kit car rally category, I think. With over 200 horsepower going through the front wheels, so that was even more powerful than this thing. So yeah, I think we should stop at this house that we've conveniently arrived at to see what upgrades and customization are actually available, and to see if we can make some sort of rally car out of it, as that's what it was designed for. But yeah, I didn't know much about this car before I heard it was coming to the game, but yeah, quite interesting little rally car. Obviously not particularly famous compared to things like the Subaru, which, like I said, was £2,000 cheaper, which is why people were buying those. But I guess they were produced in bigger numbers, so this was quite a limited edition. They were only intending to build 1,000, although, like I say, only a quarter of them actually sold, so... Right. So we need over 200 horsepower, so let's have a look at... It actually had a different version of the engine. It had a forged version of the engine, I think, but you probably can't swap that in. I will check what you can swap in. A turbo rally engine and a turbo engine. Okay, which I don't think either of those is what we're looking for. What have they got in the way of aerodynamics? The rally car was still front-wheel drive, so I'm going to leave it front-wheel drive. What have we got here? Okay. Oh, look, we've got an actual wing that isn't Forza Aero. I wonder if that's on the rally car. I'm going to have to check now. Let's see. Puma rally car. It did have a sort of wing on it, but I don't think it really looked like that. Well, you know what? It's a wing that's not Forza Aero. I'm going to leave it on for now. What have we got here as well? Oh, yes. We need those. Mud flaps, yes. Okay, now we're looking like a rally car. Do we want the... I don't think we want that. I'm going to leave that off. Yes, that actually looks quite cool now. Right, let's put some rally tyres on. I know I put race tyres on the Celica last week. I'm sorry. I'm not making that mistake again. Right, let's widen these out and make it nice and suited for rallying. We'll do all these bits because they kind of need doing. I didn't actually notice it was as low as C-Class. It felt faster than that. Didn't feel quick, but it felt faster than that. Please go away, Forzathon Live. I'm not interested. Right. Now I would go for better brakes, but they're no longer blue, so I don't think we can do that. Let's put it nice and high on some rally suspension. I will maybe bring it back down again, or make a sort of street version. I'm guessing it would have had to have a roll cage for safety reasons. So let's leave that. And power, what are we actually on? 153 horsepower, so I think if we do the intake and the exhaust, the kind of obvious things, and we'll see where we're at. 185, right, then we'll upgrade a few bits and pieces and get it to 201, perfect. I think we can throw that on, it doesn't add any horsepower. So this is kind of roughly the spec it would have been. I know it had a slightly different engine block, I know I haven't done quite the right upgrades, but it's the right amount of power, it's still front wheel drive. This is effectively the Puma rally car, so let's have a quick look and see if the wonderful Forza community has actually made any designs for this. Ooh, they have! Okay, so we've got a Castrol design, because of course we have. I quite like these. I quite like the Michelin one, that is cool. Oh, we've got that one with the red Ford badging, that's interesting. Now look, these don't work in Forza because you can't edit the livery. Whoever's made that. I know it's a thing in Need for Speed and then there's never anything under it, but I don't know why you've done that in Forza because you can't get underneath it anyway. That's kind of cool. Why have we got a Colin McRae one? He didn't race these, did he? I don't know enough. Clearly, that's kind of cool. That rally one, do we go with the... I think we should just go with this. It's an iconic colour scheme, not necessarily from this car. Again, I should really have checked that, but I think it looks good, and that's kind of half the point. Right, so I get this sorted, then I think we need to go and do a bit of rallying. Or at least test it out on some dirt roads, because racing against AI on Forza doesn't really end very well usually. We could do like some rivals or something, but I think we should just hit the dirt roads and see what this thing's like. It looks good in its Michelin paint. It's a shame the rally lights kind of cover up that front bit, but also, why are they gold? But yes, we have a proper racing Puma. Oh no, the number plate doesn't match. Right, where is a good spot for... Yes, we could do a lap of mud kickers, but I feel like that's not really... I think if we start here and take this twisty road all the way up to the start of that rally, let's do that. Start here, go on a quick rally stage in our Puma, and see what it's like as a sort of first drive of the rally spec car. Where are we? Oh great, thank you Forza. I always wanted to be facing that way. Okay, let's line up on the gravel, do a proper rally start, which means we need co-driver countdowns. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and away we go. We need this in Dirt Rally or something. Come on, little Puma. I know we've not really got any particular time we're aiming for, but I want you to win the rally anyway. Whoa. A bit wide there. Hairpin. Which means we have to do a bit of sliding about. Okay. Thanks, Forza, for pulling my car straight again. It's handled like a rally car. I don't know, it's always going to feel a little bit weird because it is front wheel drive, so it's going to do that. Pull itself straight again. But it does look good, and it's... Well, I mean, anything would look good in this paint scheme, so...
You have arrived at your destination.
You have to keep pulling the handbrakes, the thing with front wheel drive. Otherwise it'll pull back the other way. Why is there not a proper rally stage on this part of the map? I need to make a course down here, I think. Maybe I need to do a mini rally championship on here or something. Because it is a cool little stretch of gravel roads along here. Oh, I'm not paying attention. Let's go for a bit of interior view, shall we? Yeah, still not the fastest thing in the world, with about 200 horsepower. But yeah. Still a cool little rally car. Oh, water splash. That corner's a little bit tighter than I thought. Let's just knock that over, that's all fine. But yeah, quite fun to drive about on the gravel. It's slightly weird driving a front-wheel drive rally car on Forza. It's slightly odd because it's already not fast to go sideways on this game. You're kind of better off taking normal racing lines on the gravel almost. But with front-wheel drive trying to like pull your car straight, it's a little bit weird. But
Arrived at your
I'm quite pleased with my rally modified Puma. Right. Yeah, anyway. There we go. That was quite a fun little run down the gravel in our rally modified Puma. But yeah, I'm still not sure if I'll use this for anything. Maybe if we do another A-class rally event or B-class rally event, I might build it up a bit, but yeah, can't imagine I'm going to be using it for any competitive racing. It's not bad, but it's not, doesn't feel like the fastest thing in the world. I know I haven't built it to the top of the class, so it's not a brilliant test, but there we go. That's probably going to do it for a first look at the Ford Racing Puma, or Rally Puma, as it's now been converted, I guess. Yeah, it's quite an interesting little car as it turns out, although it doesn't seem like much if you don't know about it. So yeah, interesting to take a look at, and interesting to read up a bit on this car when I was making this video. So yeah, it's an interesting little thing, and obviously part of our sort of rally themed update here on Forza. But yeah, that is going to do it for a first look at the 1999 Ford Racing Puma, or Puma RS as the concept was originally known. But yeah, next week I think we've got two new cars. Yes, we do. We have the 1992 Toyota Celica. We obviously had the slightly newer one before. In summer season we had this slightly newer model here. Of course, both known for rallying, but that one particularly because it was a cheating car. Anyway, next week we'll be looking at the 92 Celica, but also the Mitsubishi Starion ESI-R over here. And following on from that, the following week there is two cars again, the Nissan Pulsar and the Peugeot 205 Rally. So if you want to see videos on all four of those cars, they will be here the next couple of weeks. But for now, that's going to do it for a first look at the Ford Racing Puma. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll be back with the next video very soon.